Kia ora from the garden. My name's Adrian Sutherland and I'm just about to prune one of our pear trees here, and I thought I'd just share with you some of my thought processes that I go through when considering what branches to remove. So anyway, let's take a look at the tree. So this is a pear tree that's been in our garden, I'd say about 7 or 8 years. So it does really well. Now every year I try to keep up with the pruning, but I think last year might have been my year off, possibly, because it's looking overly congested right now. So some of the things that I go through when I consider when pruning is some of the easy picks first, which are all these branches here that are just kind of growing into the center. They're just kind of growing into itself. Growing straight up the middle, like these here. If I come back a bit, you know, they're starting off this one of these main branches here, just going straight up into the center. I should have taken that out last year. Obviously I didn't, but this year I will. I'm going to have to be a bit more drastic this year. Now even below, say this bigger branch here, I've got a couple of these smaller branches. Now I am thinking about taking out this middle one here. Even though we do get a lot of fruit on them, you know, and it's got a lot of these other branches here with a lot of fruit buds all along here, you know, even some of these fruit spurs here. So there is quite a bit here, but if I take that out, if I take this one out, it's just going to leave a lot more room for the one above it and the one below it, which, yeah, well, I'm sort of kind of thinking about taking that one out also. But at least with this main one here, it's got these lateral branches coming off here with all these, you know, all these fruit spurs here. So there's still a lot of fruit. This thing had a lot of, you know, it puts out a lot of fruit. So I'll take a lot of these, well, should I take that off? Well, possibly, we'll take it back a bit up here, and maybe just see if I can't, you know, get some growth out the side, out this way here again. But like these ones here that are just pointing straight up, even though, you know, you see it's got fruit spurs up there, no, I think I'll just take that out. It needs quite a bit taken off this year, so I'll take a lot of that wood off. Yeah, so even height wise, it's not too bad, but it could still come down a bit. It's about 4 meters high, so I'll probably take a half a meter off the top there. But see, even out here, this other branch coming up this direction here, a lot of fruit spurs, you know, out along here, heaps of them. But you know, there's also a lot of this stuff that's going upwards, which I don't really need. So, you know, we'll cut it out there. So just carry these ones on here, let that split off. Take this stuff here, it's going straight up. And these ones here that are going back into the center, the ones that are going back into the center, those are kind of no-brainer. They don't really need much thought. You see, even this one here, you know, it's kind of growing inwards and then bending back over this way. You know, even though, you know, it's got a lot of fruit spurs on it, and, you know, a lot of fruit. It's going to have to come off too, because it was just too congested, too much leaves. So I need to get a bit more sun penetration in here, a bit of wind movement, and that's gonna mean taking out a lot of this stuff here, like I mentioned, the stuff that's going just straight up. So even around this other side here, same deal. You know, you got branches like this here. It's growing from the other side of the tree, just coming through the center and just growing down. Again, you know, even though it's got these fruit spurs, because the tree is so loaded in fruit anyway, it's probably a good thing that a lot of these is kind of like thinning the fruit really by pruning some of these branches. It'll save a bit of thinning later, because some of these branches, they were growing like grapes. They were just way too many pears. So yeah, so those are some of my thoughts. Like I said, I'll take the top out, and see here, I've already this would have been the year before this branch was coming out here, and where I've cut it here, it was probably coming way too far out here. Now I could probably, just looking at it now, you know, it's got these fruit spurs all along it, but I could probably take it back a bit more. Yeah, I could probably take it back again, because I've probably, well, planted it too close to this mandarin over here. But the plan was never to let it go huge. So this is kind of about as big, you know, it's about as big as I want it to get. So now it's just going to take pruning. I see that one there. Yeah, that's kind of going right out here. So that's got to come right back, because I don't want to be, you know, climbing trees to pick the fruit. We want to keep the fruit all low to the ground, so well, low as possible. So yeah, that's kind of some of my thoughts. Yeah, again, there some big branches over there, but yeah, those vertical ones, take those out, and I don't want to kind of let it get too big, like I said. But anyway, those are some of the thoughts that I go through when you know, considering pruning the trees. And don't be too scared about, you know, pruning the trees. They actually respond well to a good prune. Just kind of stimulates growth. So and the thing is, like I said, some of this pruning now is actually kind of saves thinning the fruit out later. So but anyway, I'll get the saw, get the ladder, get some of those top ones, secateurs, get pruning, winning.